Today we are in Cherkasy. Firstly, because I haven't been to Cherkasy for a long time and I'm curious about what has changed here, what's new. And secondly, because when we started looking for crafters here, it turned out that there are a lot of cool crafts, interesting people. And I wanted to talk about all of this. I'm Yevgen Sinelikov and this is Craftmandery. Let's go. And now let's get acquainted with German, the Ukrainian brand.
I am Valeria Tsimbal and I create clothes.
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
It's me. You?
Yes.
And where is Herman? God.
And where is Herman? This is my pseudonym that I took here 10 years ago, creating a page for selling things from my own wardrobe. I sold everything in my wardrobe. Then I decided to sell stock items and then Ukrainian brands and opened a space for Ukrainian brands. I walked down the street, I saw people who were dressing in our space, but I didn't enjoy it because I didn't create these things. And I decided that I need to create my own clothing brand, my own line. And in 2020, at the height of the lockdown, I launched my own clothing line, German Apparel. And for 3 years now, we have been making our own clothes, our own production, and we've been creating for 3 years.
Let's share.
Our best sellers are these high-waisted shorts. We create them in collaboration. There is also a YouTube show about...
This is the show about.
With these girls, we created a special line of clothing, which we were already creating during the war. We really wanted to make our own contribution to Ukrainian culture. We really wanted it not to be just a trend, not just a dress with patterns. That's why we delved into history and created patterns from different regions.
So it's not just a pattern, not just an embroidery, there's a meaning in it.
Yes, there is a meaning. You can read it on our website. This is a tree of life, a bird of hope. It all was created with a meaning.
Well, the very form of the dress is so cool, it's unusual, right?
So the sense of collaboration in general is that we make clothes that don't dictate, don't impose. That's why there is no expressed sexuality and there is no expressed masculinity. That's why we propose the dress to both girls and boys.
You mean there is no expressed masculinity? What is that?
Some people, men...
For example.
You, for example, they tend to wear clothing that, for instance, the buttons have to be on one side.
Well.
There's a men's side of buttons, there's a women's, and we don't dictate to you. And in truth, I would even say 50-50, both women and men buy this shirt. At the beginning, when we started, our goal was to create a mass market that we would sell and make money from.
To earn money, yes.
But I'm the kind of person for whom this is not exciting. I like to work and then buy these things and wear them. And I am my own biggest critic. I created this brand, in essence, to go out on the street like this. I went yesterday here on Lazareva, where a girl met me, and I walk and smile at her because she's just wearing my jumpsuit. And I understand that I do this for that. To meet people who choose my brand, for me, this is the greatest value. This period in my life is perhaps the most complex of all the periods that have been. But I'm here now, creating the autumn collection, starting to work with corduroy fabrics, with corduroy showrooms.
So it's going beyond the cord?
Yes, we aim to popularize Ukrainian brand and fashion abroad. And there are many brands that are already doing this, which I am proud of. And I really want Ukrainian to be worn not only in Ukraine.
It's a silly question. I don't think so. But I'll ask it. Who does it generally belong to? There is Chanel, Louis Vuitton in the world. These are brands, and Ukraine, well, who will it be interesting to?
Well, it seems I honestly ask this question to myself too. And it's such a realization to myself when I'm looking there, I don't know, at this bag and think, well, who needs it? And every time when I launch a collection, I have such a panic attack and I'm like, we are opening the website and I'm like, that's it. Nobody will buy anything. Oh God, and it starts. And I realized that I always do this with such an open heart. I put in every word, I work hard, and I understand that it will always bring results. We have our own audience, our own target audience, which understands our senses, values, carries, and conveys our words, because it understands why and for whom we do this.
Can I try it on?
Of course.
Yes, it's sharp.
I'm for black. Overall, super.
Very strange feeling, these hands themselves.
A little bit, right?
Yes, unusual.
But it really suits you.
Really?
Come on in.
Alexa, right? Yeah, cool. Thank you. Okay, what else is there?
The summer collection is now available at the end of the season, and we, in principle, will already start selling it and releasing the autumn collection.
This is just fashion, right?
Well, it seems we really position ourselves as everyday clothing. This is what you want to wear first when you open your wardrobe. It's German. My mission is to make you choose to wear German every day.
So it would be convenient, right?
Yes. My first goal is to make it convenient so it doesn't hurt, so it doesn't dictate. For example, you can wear these boots to the office, you can wear these boots to a party, or you can wear these boots to go on a trip and cross the Polish border.
Well, I don't understand the dresses at the border.
Well, you like that, but we are women's clothing. I insist on this. We are women's with some positions that are unisex. I really want a woman in the clothes I create to feel free, cool, stylish, to be comfortable for her.
Is all this German?
No, only here and here in our space is German presented. And everything else. These are other Ukrainian brands that we have collected in this space. German apparel is like a brand that is there on the website, Instagram. And there is German space. It's what is in Cherkasy specifically, in which we have collected over 40 Ukrainian brands so that a person in Cherkasy could come and choose, try on those brands that he or she loves, because not everyone is ready to order online.
If you choose a global brand, then here I think that there is a relevance to Ukraine, and this is relevant. And the ordinary bitch who is not signed, she does not shout, I am from Ukraine. I am immediately in trend. Is it important to compete? There must be some kind of quality there, right? Well, how is it?
Actually, the brand, of course, is quality. It's also speech models. But first of all, what I tell people there who are creating brands, first of all, the value that you carry, it's what demonstrates your brand. This is the universe globally, and you release the merch of your universe. And the person chooses whether they want to join this universe or not. But to create this universe, you need to globally think through the whole concept. What do you dictate? What are you promoting?
As far as I understand, clothing production in general, you need to come up with it, sew it, find a designer, know this embroidery, know the material. That can be a lot of work. And right away, many people understand this, but they don't dare to enter this business, to take the first step. So how long was this business as a wardrobe sale? And when did it become profitable?
The profit was immediate. The brand became profitable only in the last year out of 3, because these were constant reinvestments. For example, we released one batch and we have already doubled this batch for the next season. We expanded the line, took more fabrics, sewed more, invested in marketing, invested in the website, expanded the team, and so on. Creating a clothing brand is really complicated regardless of the business, I would say so.
It's tricky.
I'm always looking for ways to get satisfaction and also make money from it. And this is an entry to the international level, to the international market, and I strive for this. But to get there, I need to invest a lot again, work a lot again, earn to invest there.
There is a store space where a person can come, touch, feel. There is Instagram, a website, and there's a central department store. Like top notch, top notch. The most expensive place in Ukraine. What for? What's the priority? What should people start with? What initiates?
This seems to be an online platform. I suggest working on the site. It's not just prestigious to have a website, but you can do such a complex analysis. You can understand who came in, who it was, what they clicked on, what they put in the basket, why they didn't pay. Then you show her a targeted ad for the product. She thinks it's fate and feels compelled to buy it. The first thing to do is to create great content, make cool clothes, obviously, and build a website.
I am Andriy. I bake craft bread.
Here I baked a loaf of rye bread. He is in Tsimbal. How to compete with a large manufacturer. How to make something that he can't replicate.
I think there is a trend now that people are moving from global things to more local ones. When supermarkets first appeared, all these small shops died out. Now people are basically moving away from mass market. The baguettes we make, it's a pretty unique recipe and quite complex in preparation. What's the concept of mass market? Cheap and plentiful. In my case, it's long, expensive, but tastier.
This is fermentation, manual work, all that.
Oh, so you finally said it? This is fermentation and manual work. This is tastier than any cooking technology.
Everyone is happy to visit you. How so? What needs to be done?
I especially want to support our industrial group, so to speak. Crimea is so-called gypsy mail when the information is...
Well, if it's delicious, then the neighbor will also come to taste it.
On the other hand, the location is the center of the city and many people come here just out of respect. Discovering a new bakery, they try it for the first time and become customers. And thirdly, it's about maintaining the quality at the level it was at the beginning. I do hope that things will get better over time.
How to run a business and be in the armed forces at the same time.
It's important. It's hard in the armed forces in principle. And you have to find time for baking too. My team and my partner Sergey, whom I rely on for everything, helped me a lot. Well, maybe of the technological process, because he is more of a manager than a baker.
So Sergey is in charge of control, right?
Yes.
Again, as far as I understand, I stirred it in the oven a bit, added some more, stirred it a bit more, and it's still not right. Am I misunderstanding something?
Manufacturing on factory conveyors. It's a matter of technology, not recipes. Having spent so much time, so much effort, so much energy, I got such a result. When you make a starter on a ferment, it depends on many other factors which are not universal, and what works here does not work there, roughly speaking. These are just general recommendations, so to speak, but to refine and bring to a perfect level can only be done by a constant path of trials and errors.
Can you share how everything works there?
Go.
Go. What a smell.
It doesn't smell like this in the army.
You go into a bakery, it seems to me, well, everything is so simple. You took the dough, put these chunks, chunks, smeared something red, and it's ready.
From my almost 47 years of experience, I've come to the conclusion that any job that other people do seems very simple. Only what you do yourself seems very important and complicated. Whether I worked alone, or when there was a bakery and we worked there together, it took a lot of time and was physically demanding. But when everything is stable, it's not physically hard, you just need to learn to work.
They say it's not really good to eat this industrial bread.
Actually, bread itself is a very useful product in terms of nutrition.
Beneficial, nutritious.
It's been a staple food for thousands of years for humanity. Well, it's not a bad product, right? It's just that the modern industry has made this product harmful indeed. Modern bread is great, so to speak. It satisfies various cravings. That's what we were talking about earlier. Quickly, cheaply, and the quality, so to speak, for them to increase the price of flour, for example, by 20 cents per kilogram. It's a real disaster. For me, this is not the main thing. The main thing for me is to maintain the technology. And why isn't my bread cheap? Because the long fermentation process makes all these harmful substances in ordinary bread more accessible for processing by the body.
As they said there, for life you need a small pig farm or a bakery because bread will be eaten every day. So is it or not? How important is it to turn this into a business right away?
I went to this more than a year ago. I worked at home. I live in the suburbs. And I realized that in the village, even near the city, no one will go for bread. I delivered it myself. It was a tough year, but I survived and created this bakery. And my case proves that it's possible, damn it. If it worked out for me, it can work out for anyone. This is the most real-life bread. That's what was called Ukrainian in the Soviet times for 14 hryvnias.
Yes, this one is round.
These are crackers for the camping trip.
Crackers for the camping trip?
For the national camping trip.
Is it possible to make a business out of bread without having big ambitions, like for camping or...
This is a very small order. For me, it's more of a question of some kind of image and authority there. Well, damn, the national vodka producer is working on my crackers.
How important is this porridge to you?
Significantly.
Significantly, right?
Significantly, right? There are 3 such kittens. This is about water, this is about grain and temperature regime. If these things are regulated, everything will be fine.
Do you use Ukrainian flour? Yes. Or Ukrainian, yes?
Yes.
Oh, Ukrainian, yes?
Ukrainian. Representatives of companies that trade Italian flour came to me. They insisted that the best bread would be made from Italian flour. I didn't notice, let's say, differences in quality significantly.
But in terms of price, maybe...
But everything is very substantial in terms of price there.
And what else do you have? I'm just looking, it's like...
This is ciabatta.
Ciabatta, exactly. With Italian herbs?
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they are made differently there, with ripe tomatoes or with bacon. And we will be surprised when they don't do this, then which one is which? These will be pies.
How many people are working?
10 people.
10 people?
This is absolutely here. There is an accountant, there is a girl who make content for social media.
How important is this direction of social networks? Instagram, Facebook?
This makes sales. And roughly speaking, if you throw away social networks, sales fall. This is objective reality. We have checked it. I don't know how it works. I'm not a psychologist, but it works.
So, if you start any business, is it a must-have in the social network?
Yes. My whole business is built on Facebook because when I posted a post in quarantine, everyone was sitting at home. I chose such a bread, randomly found some recipes, so I chose this bread and threw it on Facebook. Ah, it's cool to see what kind of bread I made first. Then I tried again until they asked me, don't you want to sell it? I said, no, I don't. But then came the day when someone bought the first loaf of bread from me, and that was it.
And that's it. Like a drug, right?
Yes, a drug. It was really important. My apartment turned into a bakery. Everything was in flour there. My friend helped me a lot, although it was really hard for her, importantly. We had a few arguments about this topic, and she herself called it a marathon of friendly patience. Even though I wanted to open this bakery, everything went wrong, and we were so exhausted. And it just became work in another place, so to speak.
And this I see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dozens of that buckwheat.
This is the planned amount of bread that needs to be baked. We didn't have enough money to afford a wardrobe, not even those shelves and all those things were just lying on the tables. We put them on the chairs. So the first weeks were like that. And then it was like, got used to it.
Wasn't it scary to go into business, to renovate premises, to buy this and that, to invest? How to know these? I'll try.
If you don't do anything, nothing will come out. You just have to try. Firstly. Secondly, we have never risked such an amount that it would be impossible to recover later. Well, in fact, we invested our own money, those that we had, and especially we, for example, borrowed another $2,000, it seems. I was particularly pleased with the partner who was also very when there were moments of, damn, it's not going, I would say, calm down, everything is fine, everything is, well, good. As they say, beating a father is easier than running a business, which is twice as hard.
I'm Roman, I make furniture.
Are these preparations under the furniture?
Yes, these are preparations for chairs and tables.
Just like that from a solid piece of wood?
Yes, these are oaks that have been here for years. Well, at least 350 and even more. They died their own death.
It's not me, right?
No, it's not us here. The only ones who suffered are these bugs that have now lost their home. It goes like this in production. They take the round log, then saw it, make it square. Then they want to make the square log round again. But we take the round log and make it round. Biological forms. We really love biological forms.
And can you imagine what comes out of them? Like this?
Okay, they burned.
So this is a real tree hit, right? Funny.
Yes, exactly. You know, he's my physics teacher. He once said in physics that you can even make a soft bed out of stone. Only for one person, though. The surface that the body relies on, if it yields, then it becomes soft. If you do it ergonomically, then it's soft.
Place it ergonomically under the buttocks and tailbone.
Yes, under the buttock.
They are, as I understand it, unfinished.
No, they are very unfinished because we import raw materials until the moment we can give them away. It takes 2 to 3 years.
Why is this taking so long?
Because it's cursed. They have to be soaked, peeled, then we dry them for several months in the sun, then we bring them. It's such a process, stretched over time.
Maybe it's not cheap, but at least it's satisfying.
Well, so it is.
Maybe. So
Look what you're comparing with. It doesn't cost more than Italy. I've been making them here for 10 years. I don't make them anymore. They are labor intensive and they are all different. It's not just furniture, it's more like sculpture. In principle, I don't make them identical and I know almost all the people I sell them to. This is a collector's design. A place doesn't have to be functional. I believe that a place has to be functional. If you can sit on a sculpture, then it has a place in the house.
well, that's more convenient.
That's how I see it. That's what I think. But I accept the idea that a picture should be a picture and nothing should be painted on it.
This is already being done for someone, right?
No. I make them for myself. You know, the Greeks used to say that labor is slavery and is beneath free men. But when I make them for myself, I feel like it's the labor of a free man.
So you're leaving, right?
So when I start working on demand, it's slave labor, understand?
Oh, that's it, right?
Yes, this is the tree here. Shavkovitsia, but this is all oak.
The branches are like this.
Well, this is for 2 dips.
Funny.
A lot is happening. I've just packed a set for Germany. For years I couldn't afford it. And he's leaving right away.
Where can you get so many oak trees of such size?
Well, in the forest. First of all, it's raw material, not a promise. See, except for me, no one needs it. Well, there, to cut firewood. It doesn't fit into the sawmills. With long logs, it's unrealistic to remove. So in general, it turns out that I am saving this material because it, well...
Just no one needs it.
If they cut it down and then sell it, then it's needed. But you need to invest so much there that nobody wants to do it, and I'm very glad. In general, if you consider how we will transport it, it's a discovery. Generally, you can consider it when these oaks are pulled out.
And how many of such exist in the world?
They reach this point. There are various sizes, but it's not a business. I don't enrich them. I make them, I take the material, make a collection, then this collection sells for 3, 4, 5 years. I come in the morning and instead of fitness, I take a chainsaw, saw for about half an hour and then go do something else. This is my aesthetics, personal aesthetics, do you understand? And business is serious production from this side. I am already looking at serial production, at furniture that can be in every house.
Is this for the soul, and is there also business?
There is nothing but the soul. Everything is for the soul. I really love my job, but we make more money on serial production, on hotel equipment, restaurants.
This is really cool here. Is this already business?
Dubki got it. Apartment, restaurant, easy and stylish. We will immediately see what we are ready to share. Well, we made lamellas at Republic Park. The lions stand, so we did. And the trees are so beautiful. Have you been to the Republic? Well, those are ours.
Yeah. And where else is there?
Retroville, food court with 400 seats, also ours.
Cool.
So we really do large projects.
There's so much going on. People working all over, lots of machines and everything else. At first glance, everything is in shavings. When they are producing...
But these are not shavings, these are magic dust. This is a metal workshop. We also make metal products. I won't show you any magic here, because it's gonna be dirty here.
Wow, there are so many machines here. This one, that one, and those over there.
Wherever we go, people are always engaged in activities like drinking or cooking.
Well, there aren't many people, but everyone is working.
Not many? How many?
Well, we are 7, maybe 7.
It seems like there are more.
Well, because they are scattered.
And they are powerful. I really love such masterpieces. When you come, there are a bunch of little chips there. These benches, there are details here, there are details there. You can see that there is life here. It is really working.
I tell you, there are such things there that stand out, that you planned, did, and it lies, then bang. And the thing went.
And who is the main client? Ukraine, the world?
It was Ukraine. The market is not very good right now, but we are starting with Europe. That's the plan we are currently working on for Europe. It's a very popular thing. I painted myself too. Well, such interiors, they look really good in the modern interior right now. I like that we are forming a new Ukrainian style. Not only us as our production, but also the people. As you go out to people, we form it. And you give it taste by enlightening it. You form the taste in society for it. Do you understand? This is very important. We are on this territory. We let everything through ourselves. We see everything. And this is the new style of Ukraine. We go beyond the chord. We show everyone as they are. Oh, so do such things and say such words. You can engage in different matters. I can be here and there. You can engage in different things. But when a person meets me after several years and says, listen, Roman, we are wondering about you. I say, why? We sit on your style and we think about you. Not every day, but we think about you. And I say, I feel it Money is cool, it's super cool, but when people talk about you like you live in a pole and people without you contact you in their own home, well, it's very, very cool.
How many years of life have already been invested in this business, in this direction?
Honestly, it's unknown, 45. All 45 I've put right here, the same furniture production maybe all 7 years. It's a long way.
There was nothing like this before. I solved it today, and I will try myself in this direction.
No, for me it's a craft. You know, a craft is, if it's in your hands, then it is. And whether to make furniture or to make a sculpture or jewelry, there is no problem in this. It just requires respect for it.
Do you also make sculptures?
Not me, we. I love it when I say we. We made this in the summer of 1930, a symposium dedicated to Taras Shevchenko. And Zhenya Stein made such a Shevchenko and a Bezkozirka. And he throws it and then shouts, Roma, look, in this one, there's a bullet. He dug and found a bullet. And he holds this bullet, calls me, I come over, 30th year summer. I look, take this bullet, say, listen, there must be a war. And everyone is like, what are you talking about? What war? Seriously.
And did you cut this down yourself from a big tree and brought it here? Or was the tree already here?
No, we brought this tree from the forest and cut it on this alley. We cut both the stone and the tree on the alley and then distributed them around the places. And my work there, I'll show you later.
Is it just the top?
These are the hands holding. Well, there were moments here too. This is made of oak and the shackles were made of poplar. And from the 30th year, there was an idea that the shackles would break, like in Shevchenko, to tear the shackles. Look, there are no shackles anymore.
There are no shackles anymore.
There are none.
How old are they?
We made them in the 30th year.
10 years.
10 years, so pleasant dreams. We did both the project and the implementation. The concept was a blast. The Dnipro as a city forming part of Cherkasy. Do you know how Cherkasy appeared?
How?
And here on the hills, the Cossacks lived and built ships. And these are our symbols, also stylized. There are different ones here. I really like the female symbol on the diagonal. Do you see it? That's how it is.
So,
Understood? Okay, so he stands and says, where were you?
great place, but I want to give more of myself. Honorable direction of the park, so I came to enjoy the view. You simply want to jump into the Dnipro here. It's just, wow, that's it.
I'm Christina and I make fudge.
How did the idea of making fudge come into your head?
Fudge.
Fudge.
Yes, fudge.
Okay, another question. What is fudge?
It's a type of candy. Specifically, it's a type of sugar candy. It was often made in Great Britain, then in America. It comes in varieties like classic toffee. For us, it's chocolate with a peanut paste.
Is this chocolate?
This is chocolate.
I thought to myself, I'm making minced meat. I think, well, that's tough.
Once I met a girl. We have a girl in Ukraine who already makes fudge. Maria Timoshenko, her number home, it's in Kyiv.
So it's called Number Home?
Yes.
It's strange.
And she is really cool. She impressed me with her courage. She always helps me with the dishes.
So you're in the context, right?
Yes, she can suggest something to me. She always tries my new dishes.
Interesting. And how much time do you spend on this?
20 years here, 3 years there. Well, it will be 3 at the end of this year.
So, over these 3 years, has this become a hobby or a source of income?
No, it's still just a hobby for now.
Still a hobby?
Yes.
People help, so this becomes profitable.
Well, it was just important at the time because we were moving. Things got a little better in Cherkasy. But still, it doesn't bring such a relief that I could, for example, only do this. Over time, like Masha, I will have a small workshop where I will be engaged in this every day, all day. That's it.
And you started doing this at home, right? In Mariupol?
Yes, we were still making it in Mariupol, selling our fudge in coffee shops, and so, to friends, and we always sent it by new mail. And when we arrived, we thought we wouldn't do it anymore, but several people wrote to us who remembered us and wanted it. And there was a very funny story with the peanut butter, which was already sent to us on the 20th of February.
Was it sent to Mariupol?
Yes, to Mariupol. And in Dnipro, she went back to Kiev. And when we left a month later, we saw this. In short, this pasta came to us. And so everything started slowly.
Tell me, please, how did Cherkasy take it?
Very cool. Here you can find some places that are a bit like Mariupol, but the city is a bit smaller than Mariupol. We were very lucky that we only met good, kind people who were ready to help with anything whenever necessary. It was very, very warm.
Has she arrived yet?
Yes, for now she is here.
Tell me, please, are we meeting in this coffee shop because they sell your product?
No.
No?
No. I've offered several, but nobody's buying. There's a shop that sells its desserts almost in every cafe. They make their own pastries, so buying sugar somewhere else is not very profitable.
Wait, you need to share the sweetest thing about yourself, but your responses are silly. What's going on?
Those who love our fudge, they order it by boxes or buy it in the shop by boxes.
So, through social networks, through the internet?
We have Instagram, we try to maintain it. I don't have such a thing that I go straight to everyone like, well, bye-bye.
You've been doing this for the 3rd year now. It's still not the main type of activity, but you continue to do it. Why?
Because it brings me satisfaction. I really like reading reviews when people write, like, you got me hooked like on drugs, I want more. You still feel this energy when people want to give someone a gift. Sometimes people have taken it out there to Poland, Czech Republic, and you're like, cool, they're going to their relatives and want to treat them with our fudge. I took 2 types with me. This is fudge, this is the first one we made.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
We put leaflets in each box about our Mariupol.
And do you know if this tower is still standing?
This tower, yes, it survived. Yes. And this girl from Mariupol who did my tattoo, she painted these leaves. That's really cool because the person from Mariupol did it and we are very pleased that she helped us with this.
Here. It looks beautiful.
This is our crispiest assortment, maybe because everything crunches here. Here's white stuffing with hazelnuts and sea salt. Milk, so salt. And sweet?
Sweet with bacon.
Okay. Yes, here is the milk one with caramelized almonds and the dark one with cocoa nibs.
I really love salty chocolate. I mean, really salty.
Here he is asking, well, I hope he likes it. Just be careful because it's really strong there.
It's like, well, it's melting in your mouth. You put it in your mouth and you don't even need to chew. You can just feel it.
Managing that flow is crucial.
Like this?
Yes.
Tell me, please, why does it only smell for a month?
Because after that it becomes drier. So it can be eaten, it doesn't bloom there.
So he's not that tender, right?
He's not that tender, which is why we only recommend a month. We even deliberately included a date. So people understand by what date it should be eaten.
This is with cocoa beans. He's incredibly humble. I held his hand.
So,
And it's just a real sugar beet it is. Not like the ones in the stores. You take it and it is what it is. And it feels like it's real. I'm eating. Well, it's just like that. More chocolatey. And the bitterness is so nice.
and you can smell it too. These are different varieties, let's share. They all taste a bit different.
Another Mariupol.
Here with our C. And here,
Yeah.
there's also black, white, milky here, but white with iris, it's kind of fudge with iris. It's very cool. Iris is a bit salty too. Heavy, I think, similar. Milky with a hazelnut. And this third one, he perhaps is one of the most important because there we make marmalade. Handmade. This is my man who cooks.
So you have such a family business?
Yes, yes, we both are engaged in this. It really helps us, Galieretka. There was such a cucumber once, like a jelly in chocolate. It's very similar to this one.
Oh, I want to try it.
The gallery?
Yes. Oh, I'm full already. Look, she's always so beautiful. And this marmalade, it's really sour. Not salty, but sour. Tasty. And how much does such a variety cost?
It's 95 hryvnias.
3 Snickers?
Maybe it's like that.
It's not expensive.
I hope so.
For me, it's not expensive. It's much tastier, much better. Look, we have a super expert here. He never rushes. He specifically feels it and goes under it. Wait, take the salt here.
You've already tried it. Here's this one.
Oh, come on, come on.
Let's try. And what kind is this?
Milk with caramelized almonds.
Tasty? Is it sweet?
Sweetie. Generally, I don't talk about deposits, caviar in our releases, but I really like this place. This is such an art space. Look. Cool. Could you tell me, please, is this your coffee shop?
This is a coffee shop. This is an art space, a place of enlightenment, a place of growth. I am an artist myself. This is my sculpture standing here, and I am the art director of this place.
Yes, I say here, beautiful coffee shop, and this is your place of enlightenment.
Yes, this is the place where lectures will take place today. This is such a project collaboration with Cherkasy Drama Theater to give writers, poets, artists an emotionally powerful boost, so that in half an hour a person would come out changed, and that she would reduce the distance between, for example, Stas and herself, between Simonenko and herself.
Wow, how sharp.
She reduced the distance between herself and Kurbas and began to value what distinguishes us, what our past is, to form, in essence, this demand for development, for understanding of her roots, for knowledge of Ukrainian culture, and so on. So if we change the format of spending free time, if we form the concept of intellectual tourism, if we start creating a place where you can relax, but at the same time create something new with the understanding of history, this changes the overall tendency of our future.
And make sense of something.
For example, a masterclass. We had a masterclass yesterday. We know so little ourselves, and when we come up with some masterclass creating, we discover such depths, such cool things. For example, a tapestry of live flowers. These are dried flowers collected in the field. These are meadow grasses from which this tapestry is woven with a whip, with different threads, with cornflower hairs and everything else. These are very tactile and pleasant to the touch, which you create yourself. They were used before as window blinds. They were simply used as a carpet in the room. I wondered how my grandmother in my great-grandmother's house was hanging carpets under the tree, and we walked around this tree and didn't understand what the trick was. And here we already understand that these are just those old eco-traditions which have simply spread here. They stopped being a mystery, but still remained grass underfoot.
And for me, if I want to come, does it cost any money?
Yes, it costs money. Phenomenal money has been invested both in development and in launching it. And for each trip, we create a great atmosphere of speeches that make all the organs feel. It's about smell, taste, and tactile things, just to immerse.
And how often does this happen to you?
We hold a master class once a day. We have coffee meetings once a day. We have a lecturer, Daria Sokolenko. She always conducts this surprise. She can turn to Bosch or Malevich and talk. We gather over coffee and watch a presentation. This is always a surprise and such a different format of conducting free time.
Again, I'm surprised I called you a coffee shop.
Nothing. Our coffee is also delicious.
Beauty. What? Do you think this will be a plot about meat, craft meat, and not at all?
I'm Artem and I make craft grills.
And I already have the first question. Are grills different? Well, that is, there's a grill and a grill.
It's like with cars when it comes to grills. Everything is divided into classes, and depending on the demand and ability, there is an offer. In general, there are a lot of grills. This world of grilling, it's much wider than we realize. Look, there are gas ones, there are ceramic ones, which came from tandoors.
Oh, tandoors, right.
There are also electric ones, quite effective, not those overcooked grills that are used at home. There are smokers, there are pellet grills.
Straight ahead. Where are we now?
We are in our grill cafe, located in a wonderful place. In addition to being delicious, we have a great location that adds charm to our dishes.
Relaxation. For me, since I'm standing here, there's also a sense of life relaxation. Everyone is so relaxed. Children are running, swimming in the Dnipro. It's just life.
I would say life here has not stopped. Regardless of the events, it continues. Indeed, there are always a lot of people, and we have the Cherkasy Sea. And right now, this Cherkasy Sea, it has become an alternative to the cordoned-off resorts, and unfortunately, possibly to Odessa, obviously, and the Azov Sea. So people really do get a resort pleasure here. And we enhance it with delicious dishes, and with this we also present our regional property.
Tell this story about the meat, about what you hear accustom people to the culture of this, what we talked about before, how we began to take notice.
You know what's the most complicated question for me? More questions. Shashlik. We all love shashlik, it just sometimes gets to me. We have opened a deposit and made some complicated grill models just to develop grill culture. And people understood that the history of grilling is not just about shashlik. It's not just about meat in general. And we really try, sometimes it's not so fast, but to develop this grill culture. But alas, from shashlik, it didn't go anywhere. I will show all this and Ukrainian equipment and American and Canadian equipment to better understand the development of the grill story in general.
So this story, these grills, is that all there is?
There is more to this, of course. We have a lot of interesting stuff in our showroom where we first introduced the equipment.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. We saw this one there, right? It's him.
Don't call. This is a model of a standard grill. This is a smoker, a pot under a cauldron and a grill, but only the grill function is shown here. They often ask the question what to do. The meat does not come out because there is no possibility to install a smoker. But we love stargazing. A special box for smoking, which fits into the chamber of any grill. Restored. We pour the sawdust here, put it on the coals, close the lid, and our product is already being smoked.
And what is this?
This is also our development, an accessory, a pizza oven. We have a ceramic fireplace, it goes directly on the stove. We put the pizza here.
It's tricky.
The convention's calculation, proper heat transfer, and evenly heated ceramics result in a perfectly delicious, smoky, aromatic pizza.
Funny.
For those who like something tasty but don't want to bother, don't set up such professional stoves, we conducted an experiment. It's on our YouTube channel. In 5 minutes, we took a cardboard box, attached our smoke generator with a Cherkasy onion smoker.
In the box?
In the cardboard box.
And what's that smell? Is it a burger, right?
It all started with this. We don't call it a burger.
Hello?
Hello.
Let's talk Stas, the founder of the company, and it was his idea to create the Dead Smoke brand. That's why I think he better talk about how we went from smoking to what it is now.
Who's your daddy?
We prepared the heating equipment overnight.
That's it, right?
No, more serious. I promise there, with the rented pipe, even with 2,800 a year. But it was the year 2014. He was in all of them. And there was no work for our welders, locksmiths. In general, the obligations on industrial property fell to the maximum. And I, in order to keep the team so that they could somehow work and not scatter to their homes, launched barbecue smokers. They were so small that...
I remember something like that was sold in Epicenter.
Yes, they are being sold now.
Ah, is that you?
Yes.
They sold such wonderful things.
Yes, they launched small hot air balloons which are placed on the grill. And I really liked it because I brought emotions to people. Our team, we started to expand in this direction. People also receive satisfaction from the feedback. I like that it's all about gathering friends, it's all about fun and sharing. Because when a person buys a barbecue, they first think not about what they will cook on it, but they already buy it and think, damn, I will get drunk today.
The same complex story is being prepared right now, which we are trying to develop. We are preparing steaks, thalia fish. This is a wet aging, and there are dry aged steaks. This is already a question for gourmets, people who are already a bit more knowledgeable about meat.
You said there are different levels of grilling. Is this medium?
This is a rather complex story. This is our full-fledged development. This is not just a grill, this is our first ever smoker.
Wait, what is a smoker?
What is a smoker? Here we put fruit woods. We don't have direct heat. Our food, be it brisket, ribs, fish, whatever, is smoked with indirect heat and smoke, which, with the right convection, circulates around the chamber. American prankster. The beauty of this is, while our brisket is cooking, which might take up to 17 hours, we can put a pot here, cook soups, other dishes, while the main dish is being prepared. We have something that American grills don't have. We have special places under the skewers to cook my favorite dish, shashlik.
The meat will immediately stick to the coals. It's super inconvenient. You need to spread them out here, then flip them over. What's the point?
If you compare it with a gas grill, there is a clear inconvenience here in terms of preparation time for frying. But a charcoal grill is a completely different story, giving us a unique smoky flavor. Look, we have...
You're overdoing it.
We have steak juices. Right now he's tapping on the barrel. It looks like such a carcinogen that gives us a pleasant aroma that we feel. And the smoke that comes from the charcoal, it gives us such a smoky flavor, which distinguishes the product from the one cooked on a gas grill. We should have several accessories with which we check the temperature in the middle of the steak.
So 55 degrees, is that enough?
Let's see what surprises we are expecting in the final. In principle, steaks are served the same at 55 degrees. 55, 57, it's a roast for a gourmet.
Medium, right?
This is our race medium. It's already over 60 degrees for us. And the maximum in general frying, which is allowed on steaks, it's, well, 70 degrees, it's just the floor. Everything that is above 70 degrees, it's already on the steak.
Crouton, right?
Yes, there's nothing complicated here in principle. There's a thermometer, there's a steak. No special skills needed.
Good. To make a great steak, do you need a great grill or great meat?
The meat is the most important thing there can be. A chef with experience can cook great meat on any equipment. Even the best chef in the world can't cook meat properly on the most fantastic equipment if it's not prepared correctly from the start.
First and foremost,
First, it's the meat. So we here in Cherkasy use the services of our partners, the craft meat producer Gourmet. We appreciate all of this.
Is this pork?
This is Cherkasy meat, yes. And we bring this same philosophy to our meat dishes, so that whenever possible, let's already level up and move from shashlik to something really sophisticated.
Still, people keep buying shashlik.
Time is needed.
Time is needed. And what is this?
This is our grill barbecue. And again, we have adapted to the Ukrainian diet. We have two combined solutions, and under the solutions we have special holes for champagne.
And so I think you light the fire here and pour it in here.
Any American, Canadian, German charcoal grill, it does not allow the use of direct fire.
That's why we can't use wood. In our grills, you can use wood.
Many people who buy charcoal grills from Western manufacturers, they additionally buy a fireplace for authenticity to feel the taste. Here we have 2-in-1, came to the cottage, threw in some oak wood. As you sip a beer, the charcoal is ready for grilling. This is our homemade grill. This is a working smoker that has been here for about 5 years, 4 to 5 months. It works from morning till night in such a harsh regime.
What is a smoker?
Ova.
Great one.
A device that allows both cold and hot brewing and steaming. 3-in-1, we all love 3-in-1.
What are the prices?
The prices are reasonable. That's the point basically, the catch compared to the corded counterparts.
That's what all this is for.
The waste is more than 20 a day.
And why do dry cleaning? What is it?
Steak aging, otherwise known as meat maturation. This is the period during which the meat becomes maximally tender, saturated in flavor. Well, from what we have now...
The waste. Is it just lying around or what?
In this case, the dry waste is not made from cut meat, but from whole cuts. 3 kilograms here fits into 1 piece in the climate chamber. So set your own temperature and humidity. And it stays in such conditions for 21 days, not moving. After 21 days, we skewer them, pack them in vacuum bags, and after that, the meat can be cooked. In this case, the meat is unpacked, salted, and that's it. In terms of hair moisture, the care will definitely pay off.
And the hair care, is that it?
It matures in its own juice. They are packed in vacuum bags and mature exactly the same for 20 days. Since the juice from it doesn't evaporate anywhere, it becomes more juicy. The dry taste is more saturated with apple itself. Try it, you'll understand. Here the meat is more delicate, the moisture is retained, and dry aging can even lead to a brutal kind of taste.
This is just class. I learned about the significant differences between dry aging and wet aging meat, which I was unaware of before.
Yes, I want to bring this information to the masses, so that people broadly understand that the history of meat aging is not just a shish kebab, it's really these unique experiences that we get from this or another steak. And each steak has its own family and they differ from each other.
I'm a fan of Argentine meat with salt crusts, with a free range, at least 20 days, cooked on a smoker. Well, here they are, crafty Cherkasy. Let's get started.